So when people have a flattening going on down here, I can see where that usually, I mean, a lot of times what it means is there's a pulling, there's a tightness going on down here. That's very often the case. There could be another reason for the injury that I'm not aware of, but, or that you're not aware of. But a lot of people need to work on what we call blossoming the buttocks. So I'll give you, I'm not saying this is what you should do. That's why you're going to have to feel this and talk to the PT and your doctor. I'm just going to speak to when somebody has a flat, can you see flat here? I'm very curvy, by the way. I'm the opposite of what you're talking about. So it's harder for me to demo this. But here's my regular curve. It's pretty, if I walked around like that, you know, this would be exaggerating it like that. But so if somebody's really flat like that, they've got to work on blossoming their buttock back.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the inner thighs moving back and the buttocks moving back. Now, this is too much, right? So that's where this action of anchoring down comes in. And it's finding that happy medium where there is a curve, but not too much of a curve. If we're like this, the belly hangs forward, there's no toning. I don't feel any toning unless I like clench in. If I go too far forward, then this is all tight and clenched here. So, and that also can be very painful for the lower back. So it's finding that middle ground. So if you're saying that it's moving towards flat, generally what that means is we need to bring a curve in.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of a teeny little tutorial on the lower back for that issue. We specifically call it blossoming the buttocks back.
Okay,
So
it does feel good to do that. It does feel better.
All right. Well, see, so that's message for you. I wouldn't take it extreme. You know, do some of that, but not a ton of that. So that goes for any of you guys who have a flat back. You can take your hand back there that feels really flat, then go ahead and move the sit bones back a little bit. Another thing that helps is when we put the block in between our thighs. These are good questions. That's why I take the time for them. We'll move on in a minute, just so you know. So I'm hugging the block. This is block going forward. That's a no-no. And you know, you can see what's going on there. Here's block back, like that Pez machine. And then here's tailbone angling down. And so hugging the block can be very helpful for finding that place, because you can kind of tell, right? So
thank you.
Yeah, good question. Let me know how it's going. I want to hear how it's going for you after you meet with your PT, and always interested to learn what they tell you, because you know, everyone, it's like you go to one specialist and then you go to another. You can go to two PTs and they tell you different things, right? So I'm always interested to learn. All right, anything else before? I'll try to integrate that into our practice today, finding our lower back. All right, you guys ready?
I'm gonna go ahead and mute everyone.
Wonderful Wellness Wednesday. Thank you. So I've been, a few people, you know, ask me every so often, how do you deal with anxiety? What are yoga techniques for anxiety? And one that I haven't done a lot, but I've heard a lot of people do, and I was listening on my Insight timer a few evenings ago, and I thought, oh, this is really good. Like I had a good experience with it. And one of our teachers on our Yoga Moves team, she's into tapping. And raise your hand if you've done tapping before, so I can see those of you who have your, I'm not seeing any hands go up. Okay, so it'll be new for you. And there's different techniques for it. It's called emotional freedom technique, if you see EFT. And so it's going to go like this. Of course, breathing is the foundation for so many different practices. And if someone says to me, what should I do for anxiety? The first thing I'm going to say is, let's look at your breathing. Let's look at our breathing, because when the breathing's erratic, when the inhale's longer than the exhale, when there's chest breathing or reverse breathing, that's going to cause some anxiety right there. It's certainly not going to help it. So when we're doing this technique, we do want to have a natural breath flowing in and out. So begin to have that natural breath flowing in and out through the nose. And it's a deeper breath down towards the belly as you breathe in and you breathe out. Soft breath in and soft breath out. And we're going to start this tapping technique. So we're going to start at our collarbone, this area right below your collarbone. Kind of, there feels, you know, mine is kind of bony. It's bony, right? And then there's a little bit of flesh below it. You're going to use your fingers and just kind of tap there. Feel it, not hard, just enough where you feel the vibration of it. This is actually related to acupuncture points. We know that the acupuncture points and the meridians are connected, which helps energy flow through our body. So when you're having an emotion or a thought that's kind of negative and not serving you, this could be a technique that you come to. It distracts you for sure. Now we're going to move up to the top of the head, and you can do one or both hands and gently press the top of your head right on the crown. Gently, right? Nothing hard, soft, just tapping the top of the head. I'm not an expert in this, but what I was reading said about 7 to 9 times. And I know I've done more here, but I kind of like to feel it, honestly. And then we're going to move to the right inside the eyebrow area. And you could just use one hand inside the eyebrows and tap that about 7 to 9 times as you breathe in and out. And then we're going to move to the temples. So the temples right outside your eyes. About 9 times, nice and gentle. You're just feeling the tips of your fingers touch. Actually, I read that someone with Parkinson's, I saw it on a YouTube, say that it was helping, I can't remember which symptom it was. I think it was balance and anxiety. Now we're going to go underneath the eye bone. So right, you know, your cheekbone, you got it, right where the cheekbone is. Yep. And then we're going to move underneath the nostrils, underneath the nose, above the lip. It kind of feels good. I was practicing it last night with some students who have some tension in their jaws, and they were saying that it helps relieve their jaw clenching. And then we're going to go right at the line of the chin. A little bit at the chin. Now, when you're doing this sequence, and now go underneath your, about a hand's different, down from your armpit. Yeah, there. That's it. You got it. And then the other side. If you don't remember the sequencing, it's okay. There's a bunch of YouTubes online. I got it from the Insight Timer. There's articles on this. They all do a few different spots. The last one we're going to do is here. It's kind of like a karate chop on the outside of your hand. And they're all getting at different acupuncture points and meridians in your body. And then here. So you could see, even if you were breathing and doing this, it's going to distract you away from your thoughts, right? You can do it together with an affirmation, a positive affirmation. It could be something like, I'm whole, I'm healing, I'm strong. But you admit to yourself first, like, even though I'm having this anxiety, I'm healing. Something like that. Even though I'm having this anxiety, I am whole. So you can make up an intention based on what you're working on for yourself. All right, that's my little tidbit for today on the tapping. Let's start to circle our hips. And I'd love to hear your feedback as you practice it. Let me know how it goes for you, what your experience is like. Maybe at the end, we'll do it one more time, just to kind of get it into us. And then circle the other way. Hear your breath, feel your breath. And come back to center. Let's inhale, take our arms up into a T. Turn the palms upright. Beautiful. Cross the right over the left. Give yourself a hug. Yoga is self-care. Yoga is a gift. So say thank you to yourself for being here on Wellness Wednesday. Inhale, open up your palms. Exhale, other way. Big hug. Breathe in. And breathe out. And breath is in. And breath is out. Good. Open it up. And let's lift our right knee. Bring it on in towards you. You might use a strap to help you lift it. Kneecap is lifting. Spine is tall. Shoulders up and back. Imagine the top of your head is lining up with the bottom of your sacrum. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let's circle the knee around. So we're circling the whole thigh bone. As you breathe. And if for some reason this would cause pain, like it's a heavy bone, these are heavy bones we're lifting, then maybe you don't lift it today. Make sure you're supporting your spine with your breath. Lower the leg down, and let's do the other side. Sitting tall, pull it in towards you, and circle it around. As you breathe in, and as you breathe out. There's so many different techniques in there, so we have to find out there. So we have to find which one works for us. You might reverse your circle and lower the leg down. Let's extend our legs forward, press the heels down, pull the toes towards you. Toes are upright. Shoulders up and back. Breathe in. Breathe out. Exhale, point your toes away from you and towards you. I just felt a little crack, snapple, pop. Turn the legs outward, externally rotate. Toes are out, kneecaps are out. Inhale, bring it in and bring the toes towards each other and heels out. And reverse it. Toes out and heels out. And reverse it. Good. Drag your heels back towards you. Inhaling, right arm lifts forward. Press the palm away. Spread your fingers. Good. Turn the palm upright. Take your fingertips to the top of your shoulder. Maybe give yourself a little massage there. Ooh, I'm feeling some fibers. Notice if you are. Fibers, crunchies. Open up the palm and into a nice little angle here. The elbows just slightly lower than the shoulder. And then let's take a side bend. You may lengthen the arm, you might not. Stay strong through the left side of your body, so we're not dumping. Inhale, come back upright. And exhale, find your side bend. You can always have your hand on the side of the chair to make sure you don't fall over. And then inhale, come back up. One more. Breathe in. Breathe out as you lengthen. Now press down through your feet. Go ahead and blossom your butt back towards the back of the chair. So your sit bones are spreading. Then anchor them down. Find a little bit more length. Open up your arm. Cross it over use your left hand to pull it on in. Breathe in and breathe out and release down. Left arm rising, press the palm away from you, spread your fingers and relax your shoulder down if it's lifting. Turning the palm upright, thumb is away. Touch yourself. Check it out. Generally, that area is pretty tough and hard because that's where we need a massage, right? Yes. So make some circular motions or just some gentle pressing in with your fingertips. Good. Open up into half goal post. Hand can be on the side of the chair. Find your stretch. Breathe in. And breathe out. Feel how your shoulder blade is moving. So taking your mind's eye to the back of your body as you lengthen this arm. One more. Open it up. Cross it on over. And feel your stretch. Release the hands down. We're going to go to cat-cow, and I'm going to show it with this idea of blossoming the buttocks today. I think if I take this off, you'll see better. So cat pose is a flattening of the lower back. So you may want, if your lower back is hurting you or you've got some kind of disc thing going on, you may want to avoid it or just kind of notice the neutral spine and just round the shoulders. Here's cat pose. Right? So there is a flattening going on. You would feel a stretch in your back body. In cat pose, Halloween cat, right? I hope you guys all had a good Halloween. Shoulder blades are spreading. A pumpkin is on our lap and we're hugging it with our arms. Sit bones are going down. Now, as we lift up, let's press our palms away. Heart lifts. But sit bones blossom back. They are spreading back. So, of course, you're going to adjust the range of motion for you. Let's go back to pumpkin on the lap. Belly pulling in at the end of the exhale. Chin to chest. Shoulder blades spreading. Inhale, blossom the buttocks. Maybe take the palms forward. Feel the sitting bones spreading. You're going to notice how your thighs are moving down. Inside of the thighs are moving down and back. Exhale, round into cat. Inhale, blossom into cow. Hold your pumpkin. Feel the upper body. Feel the lower spine. So cat impacts the whole spine. The next spine down to the sacrum. Inhale, lift up. Heart is forward and upwards. Sit bones are blossoming back. And let's come back to neutral. Find our first twist. Let's extend the right leg, keep the left knee bent. Inhale, arms into T. Bring the left arm forward and the right back. It can either be a diag back or you can hold the back of the chair. Find your twist. Now, we do say, although there's different opinions about this, that we should turn from the navel up. That means we wouldn't be turning from the lower spine. We'd be twisting from the navel up. So inhale, exhale, tone the belly, find your twist. Remember, no pain, all gain. No pain, all gain. One more breath, in and out. Return to neutral. Hands to your hip. Take your elbows back without too much clenching or scrunching. We're going to go forward. Now, as we go forward, the sitting bones are blossoming back. They're blossoming back. Actively blossom them back. I'm going to take the side view so you can see what I mean. They are blossoming back. And neck spine is in line with the lower spine. Imagine that tapping on the top of your head, and it's helping you line up your spine all the way down to the sacrum. Now, we blossom the buttocks. It's back, but maybe we anchor the tailbone down just a little bit. Push down through your feet. Rise up. Other side. Other side. So now we're going to twist towards your left. Towards your left. So inhale, arms lift. Right hand outside, left thigh, left hand behind you. Twist from your navel up. See how that is for you. What that means is the headlights on your pelvis, they're staying forward as you twist. Breathe in. Breathe out through the nose. Breathe deeply into the belly. Completely exhale. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. And let's move right to our forward fold. I'm turning to the side so you can see it. So, little weird. I should probably turn the chair, but I'm not. So, blossoming the butt back, hands on the hips, tilting from the top of the pelvis forward, and go slow so you can really feel what's going on with the lower back. You can stop, blossom the buttocks back again. Draw the shoulder blades on the back again. It's a constant readjustment. Then maybe anchor the sitting bones down. The belly will tone. Press down through your feet and inhale and rise on up. Let's do a more, we'll do the back bend, and that's really blossoming the buttocks back here. So feet forward, hands to the back of the chair. You can find the place that's best for you. Scooch you forward in the chair. Shoulders up and back. Blossom the buttocks back. Do I sound like repetitive here? I guess I am today. Shoulders up and back. Heart lifting. Buttocks is back. Now, go ahead and anchor the sitting bones down a little bit to tone the lower belly and the pelvic floor. Make sure you don't fall forward. Breathe in, breathe out. Imagine the tops of your ears moving back, but the back of the neck staying long, no crunching the head back or the neck crunching in between vertebrae. Inhale, rise up. And there we have it. On to chair pose. And you can bring a block or not. If you have one, bring it. We'll place it in between the thighs. And some of you know, because we've done this before, where we place the strap around the thighs. So if you know that's best for you, go for it. There's Pez, block in between thighs, toilet paper, roll, or strap around thighs, which I will just show here. It's worth the setup because it helps your body remember what actions you need. If you know that your knees tend to cave in like that, probably means we need to strengthen the outer thighs, the abductors. So we've got our strap, and we're going to press out into the strap as we rise, or you're going to hug your block as you rise, or maybe both. Some of you might be adept at getting both there. Not necessary. I mean, it's nice. It just depends. I'll show it with both. Why not, right? So we sit tall and then start to rock forward and back as you breathe in and out. And notice as you come forward, your sitting bones blossom back. Then we come back upright, sitting bones angle down. When you're ready, rise on up. Now you might use a chair in front of you for stability to hold on to. You might have your arms forward. So I'm hugging the block and pushing out at the same time. That's not easy, really isn't. Sit bones are back. They're blossoming back towards the chair. Imagine the sitting bones spreading. Arms can be forward. You might be holding on to a stick or cane or imaginary one. And exhale and slowly lower back down onto your chair. Yes, your thighs are working. Thank you, thighs. I love you, thighs. You're the best thighs I'll ever have. You ready to go again? Rocking forward and back. We breathe in and we breathe out. And when you're ready, you push down through your feet. You rise up, your sit bones move back. I'm going to turn this way. Sit bones are back, 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 back. You can even take your spine a little bit forward if that feels okay. Back, then down. Back, and then down. Lifting spine, maybe arms. Oh yes, thighs are working. Working, 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 pressing outer thighs so that our knees line up with our middle toes. And then have a seat. Woo! You know, yoga teachers just keep talking while you're in poses. It's just to distract you so you stay in longer. Yeah, but you can always come out of it. You don't have to wait for me to tell you to. Let's take a breath in and a breath out. And we'll do it one more time. One more time. Arms are forward. Press down to your feet. Rise up. This time, maybe the right arm stays forward and the left back. A little bit of a twist. Drawing the left shoulder up and back. You might gaze towards your thumb. Let's switch it up. Left arm forward, right arm back. Yes, we are staying in this a little longer than we might want to, but it's so much fun. Inhale, arms forward. Maybe you pretend you have a pumpkin on your back and you gaze towards your navel. You're on your back, on your thighs. And then inhale, lift up. Take your arms back. Maybe you stand up from here or you sit down. And if you're standing up and you're got the strap and around your thighs, you're gonna have to push out into it. Now feel your mountain stance, whether you're seated or your position is in the chair. Feel your stance as we move towards standing poses. So I'm just showing alignment here. Blossoming back. That's our lower back. Angling down, toning in the belly and the pelvic floor. Lifting up and out of the waist. Shoulders up and back. Palms forward is a nice place to be. Don't trip on the strap. Arms forward. We got this nice external rotation. Feel the weight in your feet. Now, if it feels safe to you, you might close your eyes and just feel. You might have your hands on the back of a chair, or you might be leaning against a wall. Imagine the top of your head where you tapped it, and imagine where your lower sacrum is, lining up the top of your head with your lower spine, with the end of your lower spine, right at the sacral area. Feel your stance as you breathe in. Belly expands, rib cage expands, heart lifting on the inhale. Exhale out through your nose. And have a seat. Remove blocks and straps if you haven't already. We will move towards warrior. You can do warrior seated or standing. So warrior 2, we are going to start with. Moving the chair, but you might have a chair in front of you. I love the wall. Let's go wide. So we take our wide stance, feel the strength in your legs. These standing poses wake you up on Wonderful Wednesday. Turn your right toes out. Remember, hand may be on that chair. That is very important. Now push down firmly through your feet. Lift up and out of your waist. Now, go ahead, bend the front knee and blossom your buttocks back. So it's going back. We're not going to stay like this. Knee is over middle toes. Now, anchor the right sitting bone down, down. Push your feet into the earth. Knee is over heel and ankle. Hands on chair, hands in T, maybe one on chair and one in T. Breathe in, gaze over your front hand. Breathe out. Breath is in and breath is out. Inhaling and exhaling. Breathing in and breathing out. Good. Straighten the front leg. Turn all 10 toes forward. We'll go right to the other side. This time I'm going to show a side view so that you can see the buttocks. So we're wide. We're going towards the left side now. And the left toes turn out, right toes go slightly in. Here, actually, I can have the chair in front. So we're going to bend the knee. Knee over heel. Go ahead and blossom the buttocks back. It's weird, right? This isn't how we want to stay in our pose. Feel your feet pressing down. Now take your focus to the hip with the knee bent. So left hip is going down, anchor it down. When I mean anchor, I mean it's back and then anchor it down as though there was a stake coming from your sitting bone going all the way down into the earth. Breathe in and breathe out. You might have one arm forward. You might have one arm back or both. Soft breath in, soft breath out. Let's straighten the leg, turn all 10 toes forward, and we will move towards our wall dog. So I'm going to show the blossoming again, which is kind of what we do when we bend our knees. It actually is what we do when we bend our knees. Let's walk back and keep the knees bent, sit bones back. Knees bent, sit bones back. We are blossoming our buttocks here, and this may be where you stay. Because if you're getting a stretch, this may be where you stay. If you got an injury in the lower back, you may not do this pose. Some people are told not to do flexion and not to do forward folds. I never go against what a doctor says, right? So sit bones back, blossoming back. Maybe you start to straighten your legs and then anchor your sitting bones down towards your heels. As you breathe in, as you breathe out, we're going to repeat the process. Bend the knees, sitting bones back. Feel the lower back curve. Then, as you straighten the legs, anchor the sitting bones down. Now, if you already have a flat back, you don't have to focus so much on that. But you do want to tone your belly. Bend your knees. Starting to straighten them, maybe not all the way. Anchoring sitting bones down, you feel a little bit of toning. And then walk your hands back. Your feet back towards the chair. Woo! How are you feeling? How are you feeling now? Let's strengthen our ankles and our calves. So with hands on the chair or you're at a wall, we're going to inhale, lift up onto our tippy toes, the balls of our feet. Now, here's what that's blossoming back, right? That's going to take your balance off. You may not want to do that, but I'm exaggerating. And then anchor sitting bones down. So you could do a teeny little pelvic tilt if that feels okay for you, as long as your balance feels it's in sync. Lift up and out of the waist. Find a spot to stare at. Let's exhale and lower down. That was quite a long time to be up. Inhale and lift your right toes. Push down through the right foot, except you're lifting your toes upward and spread them. And then exhale and lower them. And inhale and lift them and spread them. And exhale and lower them. And soften your knees. Soften your knees, transfer your weight to your left foot and let your right foot gently press down like this, little taps. Little taps. So this is balancing. We've got our weight on one leg, right? And the other leg's doing something else. Then bring the foot back down. Feel the soles of your feet and do the other side. Lifting the left toes, pushing down through the rest of the foot. Exhale, lower the toes. Inhale, lift them. Keep the knees soft. It's real easy to lock the knees when you're doing this. Exhale, release. One more, lifting. Feel your arch. You can feel the activation in your arch. Lower the toes. Transfer your weight to your other leg and tap the top of your foot. Little tapping as you breathe in. And as you breathe out. And let that go. Let's do goddess pose. I'm going to show it to the side again. Wide stance, toes out, heels in. Bending knees over middle toes. Here's blossoming the buttocks. Here it is. We're blossoming it back. Now let's anchor it down. Blossom it back. Anchor it down. Blossom back. Anchor down. Really anchor it down for those of you who have a big curve. Blossom it back. Anchor it down. Let's take a little break, straighten the legs. Yes, we are working the back again today. Bend. Knees over middle toes. Anchor the sitting bones down. Pull the belly in and up. Maybe you take one arm to cactus. Maybe you lift it towards the sky. Maybe you bend it. Bring the hand back down. Straighten the legs. Building a little bit of heat here. Exhale, we go again. Bend knees. Knees over middle toes. Blossom. Lengthen sitting bones down. Maybe lifting other arm. Into cactus. Definitely building some heat. Feeling your feet, push them down and pull them isometrically towards each other. Pull your heels towards each other, even though they're not moving. That is activating your hamstrings. Straighten your legs, all 10 toes forward. Bring your feet in. Moving towards triangle. So this action of pushing your feet down and pulling them towards each other is a strengthening move. You're probably getting an inner thigh stretch with triangle pose. Toes out on the right, left toes slightly in, heel out. We lift tall. Now, you can blossom your buttocks back. You can take your buttocks back, but then anchor the right side down. It's back and down. Find your hands to the seat. Take your buttocks back and then anchor it down. Buttocks back, anchor it down. Push down through your feet. Pull your heels towards each other. Maybe your left hand stays at your hip. Maybe it rises overhead. It rises overhead. Maybe you take your fingertips behind your head. Maybe you take your fingertips and you touch the top of your head. Breathe in. Breathe out. Pull your heels towards each other. Press down through your feet. Inhale, rise up. You are in triangle pose. Let's go one more time. Buttocks is back. Blossom the buttocks back. Fingertips touching. Share or block or leg. Hand at hip. or arm above. Maybe you take the arm and you bring it over the ear. Maybe you kind of play with bringing the elbow back and then reaching it a few times, inhaling and exhaling. And then feel your feet, press your feet down, pull them towards each other, rest down, rise up, all 10 toes forward, and walk your feet back in. I will show you that with this view. Here we go again, right? Wide stance, toes out. Now here's the blossoming. It looks kind of funny in triangle. Blossom back. I'm exaggerating, you know that, right? Blossom it back, anchor it down. Blossom it back, anchor it down. So blossom it back, hand goes to chair or foot or block. Blossom it back, then anchor the sitting bone down. Hand stays on chair. Press the feet in towards each other. Maybe upper hand is at hip or up overhead. That's it. Feel your strength, really anchoring the left hip down. Pull your heels towards each other. As you pull your heels, you push them down, you pull them towards each other. You feel your pelvic floor. It is activating and engaging. Press down, rise up. Take a little break, one more. Sit bones back. Arm out to the side, towards a chair, towards a leg. Anchor the sitting bone down. Feel your triangle. The spine is moving towards your left. Maybe you reach your arm upward. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breath is in. And breath is out. Push down through your feet. Rise up. Up 10 toes forward. Walk it back on in. And pedal a little bit here. You can lift the feet up. You might even march in place a little bit, lifting the knees up, rolling through the feet. One hand on chair or both. Walk it out, right? Maybe swing the outside arm or both arms. Swing it. Walking in place. Breathe in and out. Now, this is a little bit different. This was shown in a pelvic floor workshop we did this weekend. We've done this on the earth. I'm going to show you a few options. This is a balanced pose, but it's also a hip opener. If this doesn't look safe to you, because this is going to be standing, I will show you a seated option. So it's nice to be in a corner. You want to make sure your chair, of course, is stable. And you place a foot on the chair. And you turn the knee and the toes out a little bit. Hands are on the chair. And then you kind of come on down into it. And it opens up your hip. It's like a lunge. I'm going to show you a few different options if you don't like this one. But it's getting it opening the center thigh. So this is one option. So we're playing with our balance here. And we are blossoming the buttocks back here. Then we anchor it down. So you can kind of play with blossoming it back. You might get a different stretch. Anchoring it down. You might kind of wag the tail a little bit. That feels good on the lower spine. And here, number 4 is definitely an option for seated, and so is a regular lunge that we've done before. This would be another option, is the lunge. And then, of course, number 4, we'll get into that side. Just different ways to get in. I'm just going to show you so you see, if you were down on the earth, what the lunge would look like for the same kind of opening. But I thought I'd show you something a little different today that we learned in that workshop. So here's what it would look like on the earth. We're not doing this today. I'm just showing you. This is what it is. So it's basically mimicking this, but using the chair. Okay, let's do the other side. Whatever you did on the one side, let's do on the other side. So we stand tall, make sure you're secure, lifting the left leg, possibly placing it on the chair if you're doing this version. And I like to make a few little circles here as long as that feels safe. You can bring your hands to the top of the chair, lift the spine as you blossom your buttocks back. Now I feel a big difference on the left side versus the right. This is information. This is opening up. You're going to feel this kind of in this inner thigh area. The other option was leg down in a lunge that we have done before, but slightly turning that knee out, and the heel can be up or down in the back leg. Just a little something different. And step the foot back up if you were doing that. And let's do a few sun salutes. It's really beautiful here in Michigan today. So we'll salute and say much gratitude for the sun. Standing in our mountain pose. Inhaling one or both arms up. Reaching high to the sky. Breathing in. And breathing out. Exhaling, bending the knees, blossoming the buttocks back. My buttocks going into the wall. Release one or both hands towards the earth. Release that heavy, heavy head. Keeping the knees soft helps your lower back. Your belly might even be touching your thighs. Let the head sway to the right and towards the left and right and left and left and right. Then inhale, look halfway up. Hands are on your shins or your thighs. Shoulders up and back. Blossom the buttocks back. Then, as you rise, anchor the sitting bones down, lifting up, arms up overhead, and hands to the heart. A moment of gratitude. Gratitude for this practice. As you breathe in and out. And let's do another sun salute. I'll show it to the side. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, we fold. The sit bones blossom back. Hands can come to the thighs or the shins, or possibly a block. Let's look halfway up, shoulders up and back. Buttocks blossoming back. Sitting bones down. Push down through the feet. Shoulders on the back as we rise up. Arms up overhead. Hands at the heart. Hands at the heart where your light resides. And let's have a seat. Let's have a seat. So we're going to face the side of the chair. Turn yourself towards the side for a twist. Feel the knees about even, or see the knees about even. Lift tall. Tone the belly, tone the pelvic floor. So breathe in. As you breathe out, pull the pelvic floor and the belly in and up. Then twist from your navel up. Hands can go to the back of the chair. Feel the shoulders open. Feel a broadening across your collarbone. Maybe the elbows move out to the side. Soft breath in. Soft breath out. Take about 3 to 5 breaths. Return to neutral and to center and to the other side. Hands to the back of the chair. Lift tall, find your twist. Feel your belly as you breathe in. Notice where the air fills. where you feel the expansion. Notice if you feel any blockages during the twist. Soft air in and out through the tips of your nose. Inhale back to neutral. And knees are forward. Want to remind you about one of the neck exercises that a lot of people like. You can use a strap, you can use your hands, you can use a towel, like a dish towel or a medium-sized towel. So I'm just standing to show you. You can use your hands, take your hands behind your head, and then lift the skin. You can do this seated, by the way. I'm just showing it like this. So hands behind your neck and pull the skin up as your heart rises. So you're pulling the skin up as your heart rises. And this is a little back bend. Guess what? Buttocks is blossoming back. Then as we rise, we anchor it down to come out. Let's see what it looks like with the tie. The tie is nice. Just don't hit yourself in the head with it. It's a nice little traction. So we take the tie behind and underneath your ponytails. And then the strap is just behind your ears, towards the tip of your ears. And then gently pull upward. Elbows are forward, pulling upward. They go out a little bit. And then lean slightly, your head slightly back into the tie. It's very supportive. Feel this. Breathe in and breathe out. So sitting bones back and down. Same thing seated. I'll show it seated. Towards the edge of the seat for this back bend. It is a back bend. So gently pulling up on the tie, leaning the head back. It is supported by the tie. Sit bones back and then down. Even though we're working the upper body, we've got to stay strong through our foundation. Sit bones down, back, and then down. Lift your heart towards the sky and come out of it slowly. That should feel good. There should not be pain. No pain allowed. So if you weren't using a strap, you could use a dish towel or something that's supportive. The strap is really nice. And you could use an open men's tie, of course. All right, let's do the tapping one more time as we end. Think of an affirmation. Think of an affirmation. Think of something you might be acknowledging, like something like, I'm feeling fatigued, but it's okay. And I am energizing myself, or I am contributing to my wholeness with my healing practice. So something that acknowledges, perhaps there's some anxiety about what's next in the day or the week, you acknowledge it, and then you say something like, I am whole. And so we'll start with tapping underneath the collarbone about 7 to 9 times. Breathe in and breathe out, feel the vibration. Then let's go up to the top of the head, feel the vibration. Be gentle. Go towards the inner eyebrows. You can use one or both hands here, inner eyebrows. I'm giving this gift to myself. I am healing. Now tap the outer temples, outer eyes. Breathe in and out. Under the cheekbones. I like that one. It kind of feels like a nice relief for the jaw. You can rest your tongue on the upper palate, underneath the nostrils. Notice how that feels on your face and your jaw, against your skin. There's a little vibrating. And then at the chin area. And then a little karate chopping or tapping on the outside of the hands. tapping. See how you like it. And then maybe under the armpits. Just gentle taps. And then rest your hands in your lap and feel the gifts of your practice. Notice the prana, the life force, the energy running through your body. Your hands, your arms, your shoulders, your spine, your vital organs, your upper legs, your lower legs, and your feet. Feel the whole body vibrating as a whole. Breathe in and breathe out. In and out. I encourage you to try this tapping, look it up, hands at the heart. As we say namaste, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. Wonderful Wellness Wednesday. Take care, everyone. I'm here for any questions you might have.
Great job.
Thank you, Mindy.
Thank you. Thank you.
I was going to tell you that when I helped out with the kindergarten class, we kind of did something like this with like tapping, and we would like kind of tap on our arms, stuff like that. Is that the same idea?
I think it is. I saw that there was a tapping exercise for kids. I didn't do it, so I'm not exactly sure what the tapping points were.
Okay. I remember going down like our arms, and it was kind of like more like a calming thing, I think. And I don't know, I'm sure we tapped our heads, and it probably went down through the whole body. But I just remember the arm thing. So
yeah, well, you can definitely see how well that would be fun for the kid.
Right.
And I could see where it would be helpful for anybody. So the idea is you start to recognize you're having some type of emotions or thoughts. And then you start this up, and every time you have those, you can go back to doing this in a, some type of version of it. So I think it's just another kind of mind-body technique to put in our toolbox.
Mindy, I love it.
Have you seen it before, Mary? Have you seen it before?
I teach it to all of my clients that have anxiety, and I get such good reports back about the effects of it. And I use it. I love it.
Do you teach it any different way? Is there anything different you would do?
No, though sometimes we cross chest like this and add that one after the underarm.
After the underarm? Okay.
It's so effective. Thank you so much.
I'm glad to hear from you. I had a funny feeling you would know about it.
I love it. I just love it. Thank you, Mindy. Namaste.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much. I'm going to try to blossom a lot.
Just think of a beautiful flower. What's your favorite flower? And
there you go.
Blossoming.
Yeah.
Cheryl, I hope you feel better. It's Norland.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate the help.
Okay.
Namaste.
Enjoy
Have a good day.
Bye.
Namaste.